It all started about 4 years ago when Andrew Tate started appearing on the internet with all his motivation and speeches and Hustlers University and everything.
I make $31,000 a year.
You're poor. Interesting.
And I realized that in order to start moving forward at all, I needed to at least start reading and educating myself. I really didn't want to do it, but I had to, if I wanted to progress my character and as a human being in general. When I was picking the book for myself to start reading, I realized that I don't only want to hear success stories from it, I want to actually see how it all went down and how I can implement that in my own life with benefit. So I settled for this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In fact, this book turned out much deeper than it may seem from the first glance, at least to me anyways, and chances are for you too. At first, I thought it was just some cool story where a guy went from rags to riches, from the bottom of the barrel to the top, like general stories that get spilled everywhere in such help books. And that's basically what it was, but I got a lot more from it than just a story. Understand me correctly, in the events where the main character starts doing stuff, he explains how he managed his money, namely the fact that he invested a certain amount of money into investments. And the interesting is, the investments, they don't have to be also similar and mundane. There are many ways to invest. It doesn't have to be just stocks or crypto. He also talks about investing in real estate and also other things. For instance, helping your friend by investing time into helping him with his business idea also counts as an investment from your part. After Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I understood one thing. Money really does move the world, and it's important that you understand it and how to utilize it. But money isn't everything. So the next book that I picked was Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. Honestly, at first I thought, here we go again, another motivational book like 5 a.m. Club and many alike. But it turned out there was an idea that really stuck with me. He says, imagine you have a big fat frog and you have to eat it. No one likes it, but you have to do it. If you eat it in the morning first thing, then everything afterwards will be much easier. And eating this frog in the morning is one of the hardest and also at the same time the most important tasks. I would take a task that I would have a really hard time doing and basically avoid it like the plague. And I just started doing it first thing in the morning or whenever I had to do it, and afterwards everything just went into its place and was much easier. The next book that I got my hands on was Life Leverage by Rob Moore. Here I had a real breakthrough. The idea of the book is very simple. Stop trying to do everything yourself. You have only 24 hours in a day. And if you spend them doing little tasks, you will have no time left for actual major tasks that you need to accomplish. Rob started talking about how he delegated everything, from washing his car all the way to accounting and more important things. At first I thought this was some kind of a luxury, who I am to hire people to do my job for me. But then I came to the realization that time is the most valuable resource. If I can spend an hour to do some project that will make me money, why would I spend that hour doing meaningless tasks or, well, mundane tasks, little tasks like washing my car, washing the dishes, my clothes, etc., when I could be focusing on doing that task to make me the money. After reading this book, I just started asking myself, is this really worth my time, or is it better if I delegate it to somebody else and get somebody else to do it for me while I can focus on more important things? Then I wanted to try doing something a little bit more intellectual, reading something more intellectual. So I picked up 12 Rules to Life by Jordan Peterson. I'll be honest, reading it was hard. Sometimes the philosophy is so heavy that you just want to close it and forget it. But a few ideas really stuck with me. For example, the rule he called clean your room. It may seem like he's mocking you. Like, I came here and read this book for a solution for my success, but here he is telling me to just clean my room. What the hell? But when you really think about it, it's actually a pretty deep idea. If you can't create order in the place where you live, how can you expect to manage something bigger and more important? And another one, stand straight with your shoulders back. I tried it. It sounds very silly, but let me tell you, I really started doing that and tried talking with a great posture. And once you do it, you'll come off a lot more confident and people will start treating you different. Even just inside yourself, you feel like you have more control over your life. So really try doing that. And another book that was recommended to me, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. At first I was skeptical because the title sounds like just another get-rich scheme. At first I was skeptical because the title sounds just like all the other get-rich-quick schemes that you have heard about countless times. But it turned out to be one of the first books that really laid down the business financial fundamentals for me correctly. These aren't step-by-step guides on how you'll be able to make millions, but there is the idea that everything starts in your mind. The author spent decades studying wealthy people and realized that they all had one thing in common. They believed that they could achieve their goal and do everything in order to achieve it. And this idea that your thoughts shape your actions, and actions create reality. At first it sounds cliche, but then you start to notice the more you think about your opportunities, the more they actually start to appear. After all these books that teach you how to stand tall, delegate, and eat your frogs in the morning, I came across a book that was very different from the rest. Psychology of Money. And there are no schemes there, like invest here and get a certain amount of % return. The whole book is more about how we actually think about money. And this is where I really think that the author got inside everyone's head. He says something very simple but tough at the same time. Being rich and staying rich isn't about intelligence, it's about your behavior. Really, how many millions of people have made billions, or maybe not billions, but a lot of money and then lost it all very. And on the other hand, ordinary people who were just patient and got very rich over time. The strangest idea to me is that everyone has their enough. We think once I earn $10,000, for instance, life will be great. I'll be complete. But as soon as you make those $10,000, the bar immediately raises high. And this just keeps on happening. The real financial freedom is when you understand when you finally have enough. I also liked how he break down luck and risk. We like to think that he succeeded because he was smart, or the opposite. He failed because he was stupid. But in reality, luck plays a huge role. Someone invested at the right time, meanwhile at the same time somebody hit a crisis. And that's normal. The real thing is that you have to do is that you have to build your strategy so when the bad times rise, you do not fall victim for it and get completely wiped out. After this book, I became calmer about money. You don't have to choose to chase every single opportunity that presents itself. It's better to think long term and avoid risk. And avoid risking what you can't afford to lose for something that you do not really need. Those were just a couple of books that I read. There are many more, and I'll be definitely making videos in the future where I talk more specifically about those books. Is there any book that you haven't read yet and would like to have a quick review about it as I speak about it? If so, let us know in the comments down below. I will be more than happy to read it for you and give you my thoughts. Also, feel free to join my Telegram group. The link is also in the description, where we have a lot more useful information that will help you succeed in life.